Alright, today tutorial on handstands, how to do them. First thing you want to do when you're doing a handstand is hand placement. When you go down in a handstand, you put both hands down at the same time, all simultaneously. But before you go down, you want to make sure you have your pointer's foot. So I'm dominant right foot. So I go down at the same time with my hands and point that foot forward. The other one will follow, will pick up. So if you're left-handed, then mainly I guess you're left-handed, your left foot's the kick dominant. So you're gonna go up this way. You're gonna kick up this way. Some people prefer the other way. You can figure it out yourself. So when you go down, make sure hands placement. You don't want this. You don't want to go this way. You want to go this way. First thing you do, like I said before. Now when you go up, you don't have to jump into a handstand. You can just go from here. Relax, easy. One foot goes up, the other one will follow it. Watch. Just like I did. One foot goes up, the other one follows. And when you're doing handstand, you make sure you're not like, your head's not down like this, looking at your feet. You always looking up, look at the tips of your fingers. So when you're doing handstands, always look at the tip of your fingers, right, or in the center of where you're doing handstands at. So watch, go up, and you hold it tight. Okay. Now, when you're doing handstands and you go up in a handstand, you don't want your back to be arched. All right, repeat that. Let's redo it. When you go up into a handstand, you don't want your back to be arched. You want to have your back as straight as you can. So what you do is you push through your shoulders and straighten your back out and solid with your legs. Be completely solid and point your toes. Do not forget to point your toes. Hold it all solid, just like this. Just like I'm doing, solid. You know, you don't want those dangles. When you're doing a handstand, you're either gonna fall forward or backwards. So your movement's gonna be, easing off the palms if you're falling back, or pushing on your fingertips if you're falling forward. So watch my hands when I go up in a handstand. When I go up in a handstand, watch how I do it all simultaneously. One foot goes up, the other one follows. Straighten my legs out. And see my hands, I'm falling forward, I'm pushing my fingers. See, if I'm falling forward. So constantly my fingers are pushing, that way I don't fall forward. You lock your arms in. You don't want your elbows to bend. Always lock your arms in. See how I lost my balance doing that. In a beginner handstand, you want to, some people choose the wall, go up against the wall as you're doing a handstand with your back up against the wall. But you never want to have your head completely down by your shoulders like this. You always want to make sure that you're looking good. So if you need to, you have to, go up against the wall. It's definitely going to help. Yeah, so if you go up against the wall, because you need just a little more practice, some people choose the wall because it helps. And the reason why is because you won't fall all over the place. You actually have more time on your hands, and you can figure it out that way first. And you won't fall to the sides, you won't fall to the left or to the right.
Alright, so as a beginner, most people are scared of falling on their face. Can't mess this bad boy up. So there are a couple ways to get out of it. For instance, when you go into a handstand, you can turn out and come out in a half cartwheel, and I'll show that to you right now. Easy, didn't get hurt. There's another way which I find a little bit sketchier, a little bit, you know, something I wouldn't want to do often, and that's going through with a roll. I'll show you that here. Didn't get hurt, I'm alright. It's a safe way to get out instead of falling on your beautiful face. So, there's one other real big tip for handstands. Sorry for stealing the spotlight, Blue. I gotta take this one. That's the guy's name, just so you know. Alright, so this big tip is to make sure that you have a straight back. I say worry about this once you have a 15 to 30 second handstand, but other people might have different preferences, references, whatever. The best way to do this is to record yourself, and the second best way is to have your friends tell you. So as said before, you push through your shoulders. It'll help you get a straighter back, and you also kind of want to almost kind of push forward a little bit to help get a straighter back. And another thing is, you need to make sure that, let's say this is up in the air, you don't want to be piking and you don't want to be arching, whatever. So the best way to do this is to go up on a wall, see where that feels, tell your friends to put you where you need to be, and just keep feeling it out. You want to, I might not be the best example for this, but you want to just be perfectly straight. What I tend to do is I tend to just go in whatever handstand I come up in, and then I correct myself because I know where the place is. Some people just go up right into it, but for me, that's a little hard to just hold it from there. So that's what you want to make sure to work on to have your best handstands ever. Really tone in the balance, and it'll help you move on to a whole lot of other things like one-arm handstands, press-ups, dips, stuff like that. But once you get it locked down, you tighten in your whole body, it can be really easy. So these are the tips. Now you know how to do a perfect handstand. Go out and do it, because handstands are awesome. So other than my random arm movements, you got this tutorial, and you can do everything in a handstand. Just kidding, you can do a handstand. You'll learn the rest later.